you could give the money that they raise. I'll tell you, every fundraiser I've ever done has been a fun loser. I mean, I've always loved I have never seen so much money and so much support and such a great group of kids and how hard they work. These guys ran all night. I was just amazed. So Lily, if you could tell her a little bit about it and tell her how much it is, because like I said, I've always done a fun loser. In 2 hours they made $854.
Wow.
So
80-something cents.
So all that money, they'd kind of like to know where it's going.
Sure. Can I ask you some questions? So
sure.
When was the fundraiser?
February 12th.
Huh?
And where was it?
Yeah.
Here.
In our commons. And you guys sold tickets to who?
We just we put up posters and flyers, then we called the other schools and invited them, so everybody.
Franklin Pierce came.
Really?
We can't charge money. We made it a potluck, and you can't charge money if you're coming to eat dinner if the food's homemade. And we figured we would lose money by going to a restaurant and buying the food, so we made it a potluck and just asked for $1 donation. And then it was really through the dancing and people. And that was a whole new cultural experience for me. Which, well, yeah, I mean, I'd like to do every fundraiser like that. That's a really fun way to do a fundraiser.
So, and then why was this for American Samoa?
Yeah, my family's from the village on the Native, which is the one that kind of got hit.
I saw it
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so me and my sisters, there's 2 not here because they had to go home, but we all just got together and we thought we're here, but most of our family's back home. What can we do to help? So we came to Senora Blanca, tried to put together something. Even if it's not that much money, at least we're trying to do something to help out our family back home. So.
What's your last name?
Atafua.
So I'm Samoan, and so with World Vision, I don't know if you guys know much about World Vision, but World Vision is a international relief and development organization. And basically our work all around the world, it's in 100 different countries, and what we do is really work in communities where there's a lot of poverty. I don't know if you all heard about the bombing that happened in Pakistan 2 days ago.
And sorry about that.
Yeah, we have staff in Pakistan, and they were all killed. They bombed the World Vision office. 6 people were killed. We're doing work right now in Chile, in the earthquake there, and then also we have about almost several hundred staff in Haiti responding to the earthquake. So World Vision is about caring for children and youth who are living in pretty tough situations, and a lot of times they're in tough situations because they're already in poverty, and then if a tsunami hits or an earthquake or something big, that makes it even harder for people to get out of poverty, right? So when the tsunami happened in American Samoa, World Vision responded like we do in other places. And so myself and our National Disaster Director went down to Samoa. We were there for 2 weeks, and what we did was kind of work with a lot of the other agencies, relief agencies like the Red Cross, FEMA, and others who help out in those situations. And our response is going to be this. So we have to go, and this will be something that I'll just share with you. It might be helpful for you. Oftentimes when earthquakes or big disasters happen, people want to help. I'm telling you, $800 is much better help than sending clothes right now, because people want to respond because their hearts are concerned, and a lot of people, the first thing they do is go to their closets and start pulling out clothes that they don't use anymore. They box them up and they send them to American Samoa. Well, what people really need is not clothes in that situation. They need to support the agencies that are really trying to do what's most important. So I can tell you, oftentimes when disasters happen and people want to send clothes, oftentimes a lot of those clothes go unused because it's too much, right? Do you follow what I'm saying? It's too much stuff, and when you send all the stuff to the place, there's nobody there oftentimes to sort through all the stuff because everybody's trying to survive in the disaster. You see what I'm saying? So in Samoa, large containers came over to Samoa with full of lots of things, but they got there to the island, and there's not enough people on the island to receive the containers, so now they have to open the containers, go and sort through all the clothes, and sometimes people send clothes that you can't use. They're torn. They'll send a winter jacket to a summer, you know. Oh, really, you laugh, but when we were responding to the fires in Los Angeles, we got winter coats that people were sending to respond to a fire. So I think people mean well, but they're not thinking, what does this mean? When I give my gift, what's it going to mean on the other side when people are trying to handle where it's supposed to go? So oftentimes when you see disasters happen and people are saying the best thing you could do really is to send the cash so that the people who are on the ground have a place to pull resources to get what's actually needed. Okay, so where this is going to go, we've been raising money in the Northwest. We've probably raised close to $180,000, $188,000, you're 800, okay? Yeah, 800. So there was a lot of other fundraisers that happened. The University of Washington, their Pacific Islander Club, did a fundraiser at a football game, raised $20,000. Washington State did a similar fundraiser. Boeing Credit, the Boeing Employees Union, did a fundraiser. But this is actually one of the first fundraisers I think we've had that was really generated by high school students. We had one fundraiser that happened in the Highline School District, but I mean, I don't know that I can remember if it was high school students that did something like this, so that's great. We're going down in April, my colleague, and she's gonna meet with the people who are responsible for rebuilding. So in many of the villages like Amanabe, where your family's from, devastated. The churches that were there are complete. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was big stone, strong structures, just leveled, homes leveled, families displaced. Amanabe's right on the right next to the beach. It's right close to the water. So a lot of those villages that are close to the water were completely wiped out, and that was one of the places that had a lot of the impact. So we're working with a couple of organizations that are on the ground to rebuild some of those homes and some of the structures like the churches. Churches are real important because it's a place where people can go and get help. We are doing a lot of raising supplies. For instance, some of the children in Amanabe, their school was wiped out, right? And so a lot of the kids had to go to another school, and so we're buying school supplies for kids that lost everything. We visited an elementary school, and 100 of the kids came from another school. I promise you, they didn't have shoes. They came to school with mismatched slippers and dirty clothes and no school supplies. And so you can imagine yourself, what that would be like. It'd be like you walking into this high school and not having what you need. And so for us, because it's children's, school supplies are really important. So we're helping with that as well. In August, we'll be sending a shipment over of building supplies, possibly sinks and faucets or tiles, that kind of stuff that World Vision can get. And yes, so that's where this money is going to go.
Thank you. Do you guys have any questions?
Come on, ask the question.
We are actually going to Franklin Pierce High School for another luau, but I don't know if theirs is going to be a fundraiser. But they had such a great time here that their advisor said, oh my gosh, we want to do this. So now they've invited us there. So I'm hoping that it's also going to generate something between schools and school districts.
Very cool.
For,
So thank you for choosing World Vision to be your partner. How did you choose World Vision? Okay. How did you choose World Vision?
We were just talking about it one day, and my sister brought World Vision up because I guess you guys work with the church too, with their church, and so.
What church is that? Is it in Fort Lewis?
I have no idea.
they brought up World Vision, and then I checked to see that you were reputable and that a substantial amount of the money actually went to where people thought it was going. And actually, I had parents that night coming saying, my daughter's dancing tonight and I want to throw money, but I want to know that this is going to a reputable organization and that the money's going to make it to where it belongs, so.
Very good.
They chose it, but then I researched to make sure it was good.
So, yeah, I think it's great. Our World Vision, our offices are just right up the hill in Federal Way. So
So
it's
it's local as well.